One wise man before me once said, if you're late, be great. And we are expecting a great contest here tonight to close out Week 8 between the Wichita Flyers and the Salt Lake Hornets. Good evening, folks. I'm Tyler Falk, alongside Ramos Lynn in the commentary box. Ramos, it's been a little bit, but we're back, and everything's all hunky-dory here in Utah.
Yeah, yes it is, and this is going to be a good matchup, I think. You know, the Wichita really can live up to their name of Flyers. They can throw the ball all over the yard, but that means that they have to be careful. Salt Lake, a team that defensively can surprise you a little bit. You know, defensively they're a pretty solid football team, and if Wichita is making those mistakes and getting those giveaways, Salt Lake can take advantage of those, some takeaways. Salt Lake at home could take up this matchup. I think it's going to be a terrific game, and I cannot wait for it.
Thank you for all those for the well wishes in chat and Discord as we are underway here in Week 8. It'll be the Flyers who will get this return started. Stephen Webb trying to bust it out right side, track that. Chris Delro on the return, and he'll set up his offense, led by BK Solberg in pretty decent field position at the 27-yard line. High formation, he'll hand off left side to the back off tail at Chris Pollard. He gets a good block, shifting left side, still going as Pollard up the sideline, past the 40-yard line, deep into Salt Lake territory on the first play of the game.
Yeah, it's Pollard with a carry, and Salt Lake maybe expecting that throw, maybe a play action pass, some sort of throw, but Wichita just straight up lines in the I formation and runs the ball straight at him, and a good juke by Pollard and getting big yardage to get past midfield already.
Ain't that true, Jesse? You saw what the Minnesota Golden Gophers were able to do over in an SFL Connected Dynasty, and now Pollard trying to make quick work of this drive here for the Flyers. Usually we see that man who's now in the gun, BK Solberg, air it out, and he will do so on the second play from scrimmage. Angle route underneath is hauled in for a gain of 6 by Darian Adkins.
Yeah, and I think that's what Brett Solberg will need to do. You will have the occasional deep throw down the field, that's fine, but just make it 2nd and 4, make it 2nd and 3, and allow also to run the ball a little bit just to keep some level of balance.
And again, Solberg again looking for the in route that is caught inside the 25-yard line by Timothy Shea.
Yeah, that's a trips formation, the outside receiver running that inside route. The safety, the linebacker, they have to worry about the inside receiver, so one-on-one on the outside was a good throw by Solberg.
3-4 look here out of the Hornets as the Flyers go back to the air. Solberg corner route, just a little bit of miscommunication. That ball falls incomplete. And we talk about the rest of this Flyers offense. RJ Gilmore and Timothy Shea, two of the standout wide receivers. But what does Raylan Witten, the tight end, do in this offense here, Ramos?
I mean, he does everything. You know, you can put him on a drag route, you can put him on a deep route. He runs the intermediate routes as well. I mean, he really is the wild card of this Flyer offense, and Salt Lake really has to account for it.
As mentioned, Chris Dello, tailback, as he gets the call from the gun, holds the ball like a loaf of bread, but he's quickly brought down. A big old number 90, Connor Murphy, the outside linebacker, and we talk about those linebackers, led by Don Mariano at middle linebacker. He's partnered alongside Devarius Lockjaw and Lopez at the D-back spot. This team can really lock you down.
Yeah, and they run a standard base 3-4 defense. And, you know, we know the 3-4 defense to be a very aggressive defense. They can send some blitzes, and if they can put pressure on Brett Solberg, that's going to be big for them.
3rd and 10 now. Here for Wichita. Solberg, deep shot to the 10-yard line, caught. 1st and goal here for the Flyers as Solberg connects with Atkins for the 2nd time on the drive.
Yeah, and the same route. It was that inside route going about 12 yards down the field, just an inside cut. And again, the corner playing the trail technique. That's Patrico playing the trail technique. Just not quick enough to get to the ball, and a good pitch and catch right there by Solberg and Atkins.
Undersized and underweight cornerback, just not able to keep up with Atkins, and it sets up this 1st and goal opportunity now for the Flyers. They'll try and go handoff up the middle with Delro. He's only able to muster up maybe 3 yards as Salt Lake, they clamp down here in the red zone, Ramos.
They do, but it's not a bad start here on goal to go. You know, make it a little bit shorter, run it again here on 2nd and goal, see if you can get it to the 3-yard line.
Holberg, back corner, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Shea, knocked free by Aaron Wills.
And you said it, in and out of the hands. That was a touchdown. That was a great throw by Solberg. Good play action. It did freeze the linebackers for a second. You have to come up with that.
Solberg again on 3rd and goal. Pressure coming, and down he goes. Salt Lake comes alive deep in their own territory, and they come up with another sack. Andre Craig.
Yes, that is some of that pressure that Salt Lake really needs. Everybody well covered. The field straightens on you, Tyler, when you're in this situation. You don't have the whole field to maneuver with. You have about maybe 15, 18 yards. And when you have that situation and you have about 7 players in coverage, the windows just get tighter. It's good for Solberg that he didn't force a throw, but good job by Salt Lake, getting at least half a stop.
And the field goal is up and good. Get our first points of the ball game. 3-0 Wichita after Salt Lake stops them inside their own 10-yard line. That's our first couple bingo numbers for tonight as well. Get your bingo cards quickly because I'm playing too, and right now I'm on a good streak already. Looking at a quick bingo potentially.
You go 3-0 here for Wichita. Perfect. The start. Some of the start that they won, right? Obviously, you want to get a touchdown, but just getting in front again. So I always say, getting in front on the road first is a huge momentum booster and just confidence for the away team.
We are back underway. Salt Lake not going to take this one out of their own end zone, and that is where the Hornets will take over. Hopkins kneel down, and out comes Jay Carter. Starts from the gun here for the Hornets. Looking near side, that is caught on an in route. Good start the drive here for Salt Lake as Carter hooks up with Alexander West.
Yeah, good timing. That's a throw in between the zone, right? So you have the corner on the outside, you have the safety on the inside. Just throw it right between those guys, and you're going to find the open man.
Carter completes, on average, 65% of his throws. Starts off here going for 1-for-1. Handoff near side, gets blown up in the backfield. Chris Salur gets sent backward a few yards by Donovan Holland.
Yeah, he does. And that's a quick, off-tackle play to the left, and not pulled was the Wichita defense. Great job first to seal the edge and then to shed the block, get to the outside, get your ground to the outside. If he turns it inside, that's fine. You have help. You cannot let him go to the outside.
Punch near side. Here for Carter. Another handoff here for Allure, and he tries to go left, gets brought back inside and taken down for a minimal gain. And that front 5, led by center Skippy Curtis and Pia Pagori, really going to have their work cut out with them with this really tenacious front 7.
Yeah, they will. And, the previous play was a perfect example, right? Get your ground on the outside. If he cuts it inside, you have your defensive lineman. You have your inside linebacker.
Loader over the arms. Oh, what a brilliant catch. What a pretty pass as well from Carter to DJ Baker. 24 yards.
Great throw and an even better catch. You said it. I mean, the blitz comes in, a little bit of a delayed blitz, one-on-one coverage on the outside, and you cannot catch a ball better than that. The coverage was there. The coverage was good, but you cannot defend a perfect pass is what they always say. And just with his left hand and the shoulder pad, getting a huge first down for the Hornets.
Danny Northcutt, one of the better defenders here for Wichita, just gets beat this time as Allure gets the carry right side, taken down by Nico Reginald. And what we're really looking for here is, what do Casey Reed and Harper do? They're really going to have to get after Carter quickly, otherwise he's going to continue to make the passes like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But he also has to remain disciplined. He needs to remain to the outside, and he needs to funnel the quarterback. Right? He needs to keep him inside in the pocket and just get that containment to the outside. It's going to be more about speed rushing than power rushing here in this game for him.
And off through the middle again, who's spinning away again is Allure, and he will pick up Another Salt Lake first down.
Good job by the offensive line that time. Best job that they've done on the ground, at least here on this drive. Breaking a tackle was Allure and getting the first down. So good. Couple of drives by both offenses so far, Tyler. Despite, regardless of how this ends, both offenses have been able to move the ball really well.
Absolutely. I formation now here for Salt Lake. Handoff left side. This is the backup tailback. Hopkins, he will be eventually dragged down by Holland. The gain of 7 begin this set of downs.
Yeah, and Wichita may have to send a couple of guys or maybe one guy on a blitz on a few plays because the offensive line now is starting to get warmed up.
Here we go again. Good run, open space, and Salt Lake score! Lakeem Hopkins had nothing but daylight, and Salt Lake take the lead.
The first couple of plays, we saw a really good job by Wichita. Just, again, contain those edges, right? Get to the outside, make sure you have everything in front of you. That time, just the floodgates open on the outside, and he went completely untouched for the end zone, and Salt Lake is now up ahead.
Just 19 carries before that one was for 65 yards. That one goes for 22 as he quickly reaches the 100-yard mark on the season. Iron Leg there with the extra point. Victor done a great job all season long, and adds the extra point for Salt Lake. 7-3. Hornets over Flyers. As we really have yet to see Wichita really air it out too much. Because Salt Lake have really contained them, but it's only been one drive apiece for both squads.
Yeah, but you can already tell what's kind of like the game plan, right? I mean, you're going to have Wichita. They do have the power sets. They can run the football with that. But it's going to be Brett Solberg on those kind of like intermediate routes. Apparently, at least over the first drive, Salt Lake is going to run the ball. Salt Lake's going to run it inside and outside, and Wichita has to be ready for it.
And this kickoff will also be taken down for an ease. We close inside of the 4-minute mark here in Salt Lake. See all the helmets that the players are wearing? Well, visit the YouTube channel of Green Gridiron, who launched a collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size helmet replicas. It's just the first way the UFL is bringing these teams to life. They make it real, so do all of you. For more info on all the amazing products Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. That run goes backward. Holland, the Salt Lake City version, gets him down for a loss.
Yeah, that was just a wall on the inside. I mean, not even close, as Delro was trying to get to the B gap, but Holland, after getting double team blocked, sheds those blockers and gets to the backfield. Great job.
How often and how early will the Flyers have to result in the passing game? This has been a more balanced attack we've seen out of Wichita so far here tonight. Go to the ground again. Delro not fazed by the last carry. He finally gets thrown down by Devontae Aker. Bring up 3rd and long here for Wichita.
Yeah, maybe the Flyers trying to catch Salt Lake off guard. Normally when you run it, you want to catch somebody off guard, get about 5, 6, 7 yards, make it about a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 8 is not as manageable.
Solberg, quick stop route to Delro, who catches it fighting off 4 defenders. But eventually brought down at the 38. Good enough for a Flyer first.
And I'm telling you, I mean, they've been picking up that same corner so far in this game. It's about the 3rd attempt, and Patrico unable to make the pass deflection. In that case, also unable to make the tackle. So maybe Wichita saw something on film that they can exploit a little bit.
I think that's also another indication, too, of getting Delro out. Instead of just always running the football, he's out there and passing. And how rare do we see that from tailbacks? Most of them just like to run with the ball, but the ability for him to be more of that receiving back as well really helps out. Then it makes Salt Lake City try and do a double take, and he gains 9 yards on the ground as a traditional tailback.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to have that type of running back, right? The one that you can spread to the outside, you can throw some passes to, and if he can run routes, like that stop route, that's a huge, thing that the offense has going for them.
RPO fails. It bounces off Atkins' hands and nearly into the waiting arms of the defender. Luckily for Wichita, it falls incomplete. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and I like the idea now. Again, I formation. I will run it here, Tyler. I run it right here, right up the middle.
Play action, Solberg can't get rid of it in time. The corner blitz, Patrico, who've been bullied all game long in coverage, decides I'm coming after the QB.
Yeah, and Solberg has to do a little bit of a better job recognizing that blitz. Patrico, he is an outside corner. What is he doing inside? The only answer, he is blitzing. That is the only answer. And Solberg gives the back to the number 1 CB, and Patrico gets the sack. Great job and a great call by the defensive coordinator. Now Salt Lake will have the ball back.
A beautifully disguised blitz brings up a punting situation for Wichita and Salt Lake City. We just saw Lake, meanwhile, here on the return, gets out of 1 and then punched down at the 26-yard line. That is where Salt Lake will take over. It was the running game on the last drive that eventually sealed the deal, but these Hornets been buzzing here early.
Yeah, and the key momentum play was that throw, one-handed catch on the outside. That completely, just boosted the drive into a touchdown.
Great run up the middle, Allure. Able to gain about 8-9 yards before being tackled.
2nd down and 1, you love to see that as an offensive coordinator. You can do absolutely anything in your playbook. You can even take a deep shot if you want to and catch Wichita off guard.
Another run here for Allure, easy going. That front 5 doing a marvelous job so far fighting off the D-line.
And the Wichita defensive line is a little bit spread right now, so right now they're more tied to the center, but end of the quarter.
Right now, it's Salt Lake over Wichita 7-3 early. One of the very few unbeaten home teams left in the UFL. Welcome back to Salt Lake here in Utah. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Ramos Lynn. Thanks for joining us here for the conclusion of Week 8 on UFL Primetime on VFN. As Carter looks back to pass, just dumps it off underneath for his tight end, who picks up a solid chunk of yards. Give him 5.
Great blocking, great slide on the right side of the line. The tackle got out, further outside to block the oncoming blitz, and the quarterback had enough time to deliver the ball.
Run through the middle, and there is the man that got the touchdown earlier in the game. Hopkins had a brilliant run up the gut. Stuck the fullback, Lucas Doherty, in front of them, who just got out of the way because he's just too fast.
In Salt Lake remaining balanced, they've thrown the ball a little bit and they've ran it both inside and outside. So when you have those 3 threats, it really can put the defense on their heels. They don't really know what the next play is going to come from.
Wichita has really struggled in the running game. They're 23rd in the league in terms of stopping the run, giving up close to 125 yards a game. And that one to the left-hand side, Allure, finally chopped down by Trayon Knox.
Down at 7. This is an important play here for Wichita. They need to make sure they keep Salt Lake on a 3rd and long situation.
And he's putting 8 men in the box, and they still can't stop Allure, who gets close to 1st down yards. They'll mark him just a couple yards shy, and it brings up another 3rd down.
And with this 3rd down and 2, if they run the ball, this will tell you they are aiming to even go for it on 4th if they have to.
Salt Lake only convert 41% of their 3rd downs, but tonight it has not been a problem. Allure for another Salt Lake City 1st down.
And he's been so good. 4.1 yards per carry. That's about average, but it's been a big impact. It's been those 1st downs. It's been, 6-7 yard rushes that will put Salt Lake in advantageous positions. And the Salt Lake City offense is cooking right now.
What does Salt Lake draw up here? They still have the football. It's a nice long drive for them. They seemingly are having their way with running the football right now. Wichita, they'll try and go to the ground again. Allure trying to bounce on the left side. Taken down after a couple by Giovanni Watkins.
And now an outside zone just to keep it, again, just to keep things fresh, right? Give him the ISO play, give him the stretch play, now the outside zone.
Strong eye here for Salt Lake. They try 94 Will, and Through the middle goes Allure, had plenty of blocking, and he's marked just a half-yard shot.
94 will is the right call right there. The fullback just right up the middle, gets the middle linebacker, and the halfback just offset to the left, tries to get to behind the left guard.
Purdue's third tackle of the game. Allure through the middle again. Untouched for the first 4 yards. Having his way right now with Salt Lake City. His 12th carry for number 12. He averages only 21 a game, but just keep giving him the football with this much success, Ramos.
Yeah, no, and you look at the offensive line, they're pushing the Wichita D-line about 3 yards, behind the line of scrimmage before Allure even gets to the line of scrimmage. So a terrific job by everybody involved.
Tip my cap to the left tackle and the center, Mia Pangori and Skippy Curtis do an excellent job. Again, pushing the pile, and again, another handoff for Hopkins. 4 rushes, 42 yards, gets 4 more here.
And just looking at those 2 tight end sets, running the football with those uniforms, it's kind of like the Iowa Hawkeyes right now at this point. I mean, it's just bully ball.
Right now, Wichita just helpless at the moment to stop it. Pulling tight end, and really nothing that Hopkins can do about it. Wichita finally clamping up, and it brings up this 3rd and medium, so another chance here for Wichita to get off the field.
Yeah, and now they will go empty set, 1-on-1 coverage. Look top of the screen, the slot receiver, nobody on him.
Blitz coming, underneath route is caught to the man who was uncovered. Picture perfect here, Ramos, Noah Neely.
Yeah, I mean, that's just easy recognition and easy pitch and catch right there as you can have it. Nobody on him, is a zone coverage, and I mean, just sit in the zone. Just you don't have to get into some trouble. Just sit in the zone, get the first down.
Only the 4th pass of the game from Carter. There have been 17 runs up to this point. 1st and goal from the 3. They will pump. Now look at it. It's swatted away at the last second. Brilliant play from John Howard.
Yeah, great man-to-man coverage because, with that pump fake, you can, bite inside and then obviously allow a touchdown. So really good job by the Wichita corner on that play.
Go back and nothing doing. Allure eaten alive. Holland takes it back for a loss of 3.
Yeah, bend but not break is right now the call card here for Wichita. Really good penetration right there on the outside for a tackle for a loss. Really one of the very few tackles for losses we've seen the whole first half. And now that puts the Hornets in a passing situation.
Only 2 wide receivers. Blitz coming. Pass underneath for Allure, and he's taken down just a yard shy. Clutch tackle. It was the right play call. Another blitz was coming in. With the touchdown saving tackle from Nico Reginald. Who knows? 4th and 1.
Yeah, just got it away, and that's a good pass. That's a good recognition. Allure open, and you have to get the field goal here. You have to go up 7 points.
They will try one from 18 yards out from the right hash. For Victor Ironleg. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. 10-3, Hornets. After a nice, long drive here for Salt Lake to go up 10-3.
Yeah, and kicking the ball right here is the right call because Salt Lake, what they're doing is shortening the game, right? What we call shortening the game. They're running the ball a whole lot. They're taking a lot of time off the clock. So this is not, I think, going to be a case of both teams are going to get over 30 points. This is probably going to be, a race for 24 points. So get that field goal, go up by 7, and, play some defense. Last drive, Salt Lake's defense made a great job.
For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL.football and claim your player today. You can help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. They're back underway here in Salt Lake as Delro will just take a knee in his own end zone. Now here he comes again. He's been pretty stifled here tonight. only 5 rushes, 14 yards. It's a massive credit here for what Salt Lake is doing, but the thing is, they're really not been able to stop the run. They can't get the run going, and really haven't seen Wichita come out with the pass yet. See what happens here. Handoff, Delro, plenty of room. Up the middle! Delro with a beautiful move. Who needs to air it out when you can go 75 yards to tie the game?
That was a nasty juke move right there on the inside. And once he made that juke, I mean, it was just off to the races. Nobody was going to catch him. We're not going to see the juke, but we're going to see the sprint to the end zone. And, I mean, he's just gaining ground over the corner. So, now we're going to see the juke. So he gets to the inside and shoots at 2 players out of the shoes, Willis and Lopez. Both of them bite the dust. And there goes Delro. What a response from the Flyers as he was flying to the end zone.
5th rushing touchdown of the season for Chris Delro. And just like that, that 75-yard play not only ties up the game in terms of points, but just puts Wichita back within 2 yards of Salt Lake. My goodness. And we are back even again.
Yeah, and you know, Salt Lake is keeping things methodical, right? Salt Lake is, you know what, we're going to run the ball here to the outside, to the inside, and kind of like short gains, but steady gains, right? About 5 yards, 6 yards. Wichita just ran up the middle, went for 75, and a game that we have to say, Tyler, has been mostly apparently dominated by Salt Lake. We have a tie ball game, and Wichita has to be pretty content with that.
That was the longest run of the season for Wichita, 4th longest run in this UFL season, as we are back underway with the return up to about the 31-yard line. And so, what do you tell this offense here for Salt Lake? They just got off the field after a long drive, thinking they're going to get a chance to rest, and now they're back on the field here after that quick one-play drive from Wichita.
Well, basically, it's just a little bit of a kick in the butt, right? Like, okay, the offense got the points, now you have to answer, defense.
Flip out left side, looking for a screen that just couldn't form up properly. Noah Neely only musters up a yard.
Good open field tackle right there, because like if that open field tackle is not made, that's at least a first down, probably 20+ yards.
Handoff, Allure through the middle this time. Got the better chunky yards before being taken down by Leal Whitley, a free safety.
Okay, but it's another manageable 3rd down and 4. Now, empty set, you got to make sure to cover everybody. Bottom of the screen, the slot corner against the linebacker, number 54.
Man on man, but the speed almost got a fumble, and Wichita recover, and back the other way. There goes Nico Reginald, and Wichita scoop and score to take the lead.
What a play. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's see if the knee doesn't touch down before going to the ground. I think this will be overturned, Tyler.
I think so. I think he was well and truly on the ground before that could even finish. Adam West, the tight end. Take a look again. He's down. Maybe it's loose. That's kind of hard to tell from that angle. But we will get the call here from the referee. He's going to go ahead and take a look under the hood. And so we'll take maybe one more look and maybe get a better angle on this call here, Ramos.
Clearly down, I think. You know, his rear is down. His back is down.
Ground causing the fumble.
Yep. Even more so than the ground, it's just kind of like the hit and just the impact, of the back of the player causing the fumble. But Wichita will still get the stop.
And they will be 4th and inches, and Salt Lake will get to punt it away instead of giving up 6 on the last play. They'll let their defense come up with the stop here. That one, oh, it's a backspin. That one went backward 13, 14 yards. Wow. Did he take out a 60-degree, or was that maybe 72?
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy, but that's exactly what you tell your special teams returning. If you're going to let it bounce, just get out of the way. That could have easily hit one of the players' backs. There were 2 Wichita players right there, and that could have been a disaster.
Solberg with a quick drop, nooking near side. It is caught in bounds. No. Ruled out of bounds on the sideline.
Yeah, I think clearly at least the right foot was out of bounds on that one. Not a bad throw by Solberg, but maybe just a tad, like a fraction of a second late.
And off here for Delro. This time gets met in the backfield. Craig finishes him off after a gain of 3.
So now 3rd and 7. This is opportunity for Salt Lake to get off the field quickly and give the ball back to their offense with presumably good field position. I'm expecting some sort of crossing routes here for Wichita.
Solberg in the gun, looking underneath. That is caught with some room to run. And a good gain up to the 36-yard line for RJ Gilmer.
That was a nasty route. Let's see if we can get a replay on that one, because it was kind of like a drag, but he stops right there, and the corner just completely goes wide following that drag route. That's great rapport between quarterback and receiver as well.
Wavius Locke just overruns the route, not expecting the stop, and that gives Solberg a little extra time to hit Gilmer for 19 yards, and we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Tie ball game, 10-10. Welcome back, 2 minutes to go in the first half. Tyler Falk, Ramos Len here on the call. Solberg gonna look to pass, it's deep, it's over the middle, the crossing cross, and it's good. Inside the 35, and just like that, the Flyers are flying down the field. Timothy Shea.
Yeah, another good route, but look at the protection. Solberg all day to throw, and when you give the quarterback of that caliber that amount of time, he's just going to find an open receiver.
Gets Willis to jump out of the way on that play. That might have been Rojo Lewis. Got a couple 30s here on Salt Lake. Solberg tries hit his man underneath. That's Delro, caught for 4 yards. The clock will run here a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good check down. You know, nobody open downfield, get your 4 yards. No need to call a timeout or go no huddle.
Safety creeps down, now coming on a blitz. Flip out right side. Delro trying to turn the corner, gets out of a block, trying to scoop and skirt his way outside of the tackle, but eventually brought down inside the 20 to the 19. Clock will roll.
And maybe you do a quick huddle, not fully no huddle, but maybe a quick huddle. Get back to the line with about 54, 53 seconds left here in the first half.
Del Mariano just not quick enough to keep up with the speedy tailback, and that's what allowed Delro to haul it in and run up field. Now under a minute to go here in this first half. Wichita have time on their side. They will have to kick it away to Salt Lake to begin. Check that. I think they do get the ball to start the second half. Solberg trying to flip it out in time. Finds Delro, who drops it after the hit by Daquavius Locke.
Probably for the better that he dropped it. I mean, that was going to be no gain, and the clock still running. So 2nd down and 10. We haven't seen anything from the tight end so far.
Good look. 4-man rush. Solberg, quick hit, right side, caught tight end, and he's shoved out of bounds. Raylan Witten's first grab of the night goes for 6.
Yeah, there it is. There's a tight end on the speed out. 3rd down and 4. 27 seconds left. You have time.
And rush. Solberg looking over the middle. That is incomplete. Looking for Chris Pollard, the tailback, and Wichita may have to settle for a field goal here.
That's a great hit by Aker right there on the inside. I mean, I thought for sure that was a catch and a first down, and just a big time hit square on right there, forcing the football loose. That was a first down for the Flyers, so that's a big play for the Hornet defense.
Aker comes up in the clutch, and now from 29 yards out. Here for Wichita, Drew Duncan's kick is blocked! Blocked by Salt Lake, and they have a chance to return it! Down the numbers, right side, outracing everybody! Oh my word! Someone's catching from behind, inside the 5, it's a scoop and score for Simpson and for Salt Lake!
What a change of momentum Again, with those uniforms looking like James Harrison in the Super Bowl, just running down the sideline while being caught, and he was not caught before he got to the end zone. But what a play by the special teams. All three phases of the game, right? Offense, defense, special teams. All of those matter so much in a football game. And from having a 13-10 game in which Wichita had all the momentum going into halftime, now Salt Lake finds themselves with a 7-point advantage.
Quintarius Simpson goes 81 yards on the Glock kick to quickly turn it from a Wichita 3 to a Salt Lake 7. And the Hornets are out in front for the first time tonight.
And this is something the Hornets... Yeah, this is something the Hornets have done the whole season. This is the third special teams block in 7 games. I mean, that speaks volumes about your special teams and why the Hornets have been so good this year.
Delro back deep to return. You'll have one more shot, but we head into halftime, and how quickly things have changed for both coaching staffs going into the locker room. Delro will get the return. This will be the final play of the half. He gets taken down short of the 30. And Salt Lake will go into halftime with their unbeaten at home record still in hand with 2 more quarters to go here in week 8. It's Salt Lake 17, Wichita 10. And man, it's a total team effort here in Salt Lake, Ramos.
It has been. It really has been. The defense has been solid. Outside of that run with Delro and a couple of other throws, the defense has been solid. The offense, the rushing game has been good. And to your point, when you were talking about Wichita will have to kick the ball to Salt Lake to start the second half. So, this is the perfect kind of like situation that the coaches love. Get a touchdown before the end of the first half, get the ball to start the second half, and potentially get the 2x1 and double whammy to potentially go up the scores.
I'll pause now for station identification. You're watching UFL football on the Virtual Football Network.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
And welcome back to Salt Lake City here in Utah. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Ramos Lynn. 2 more quarters to go here in week 8. The Hornets will get the ball and begin the second half. They lead by 7 after a blocked field goal, which was returned for a touchdown, and now their offense has a chance to add on to that lead. And that rushing game, read by Chris Allure, right now is more than the total amount of passing yards for Salt Lake, and that's something that both teams, surprisingly, Ramos, are able to spout tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's done a terrific job.
Play action, trying to play on those heartstrings. Flip out right side to Allure. Out of bounds after a gain of 2.
Yeah, so hit him with the play action. That normally goes for longer distance throw, but again, good coverage by Wichita. Let's see if they toss it out to the outside here. Nope.
A 4-man rush. Heater right side is caught for a good first down to the 38-yard line to Neely.
That's a nice comeback route right there by Neely. Just getting past the first down marker. Comes back to the quarterback, gets the catch, and goes out of bounds for first.
And up right side, little move. Good little move from Allure, and he cuts back inside for 5 yards.
And this is what has kept the Salt Lake offense moving in the so far in this game. It's those 5-6 yards on first down, and that's a really tough position for the Wichita defense to be all the entire game.
Pass underneath, caught in the nick of time. DJ Baker, and now this passing attack here for Salt Lake getting some love.
Yeah, and that's what the rushing gives you, right? Like, when you start rushing the football like that, then the passing lane's open, and that's what we're seeing here to start the third quarter.
4th straight pass of the drive. Flip out right side. That is also caught by Neely to the 33.
Yeah, just expert route running and great throws just great throws to the outside shoulder. Hopefully we get to see a replay here. So the lefty to the outside shoulder. The corner has no chance of getting to the ball. Quick out right there. And I mean, you cannot place a football any better than that.
Put it where no one else was going to get it. That's textbook quarterbacking there from Jay Carter. First and 10 now from the Wichita 33. Handoff, first one of the half, and a lure. Luckily, they find some traction. Sean Middlebrooks, middle linebacker, with the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
So this is unfamiliar territory a little bit for Salt Lake now. No gain on first down. Now 2nd and 10. Let's see what the playbook has for them.
Handoff middle, a lure trying to run over a man, but Giovanni Watkins says not so fast.
Yeah, good job by Watkins, shedding that block from the tight end who was coming on a trap and making the tackle. Only a 3-yard gain. Again, this man-to-man coverage. That's his own.
Pass with plenty of time inside the 5. West with the catch. Sets him up for 1st and goal.
Yeah, and when you have an empty set like that, you need to put some pressure on the quarterback. And, again, all day to throw for Carter. If you give that time to a good quarterback like Carter, one of the 5 receivers is going to get open eventually.
Carter's been carving up this Flyer defense on this drive. Now can he find the end zone? 4-man rush. Carter with time. Now gets rid of it. Open man! It's Chris Salour. And Salt Lake take a 2-score lead on a brilliant opening drive of the half.
Brilliant. And that's another wrinkle of this offense. A Texas route from Allure. So he goes to the right in an angle. Once he gets to the line of scrimmage, goes to the left also in an angle. And that is so good, especially against man coverage, but it can be so good in the red zone to split the zone defense as well.
And then he waited. He was patient and waited for the defense to forget about him. And then he finds himself open for the pass from Jay Carter, who has completed 80% of more of his passes twice already this season. He's only had 2 incompletions. And this offense for Salt Lake is cooking.
It is. And for Carter, it's not only been dink and dunk throws, like, screen here or, a hitch there. I mean, it's been down the field. I mean, we've seen the comeback route. We've seen the out route. We've seen the streak, just the simple go route as well. I mean, he's really cooking. The post route has worked on that 5 wide receiver set. He's doing a terrific job tonight.
We're back underway. Wichita now having to go through it all over again. Down by 2 scores with their first opportunity now on offense. And it hasn't been mistakes here, Ramos. It's just they just not had enough in the tank, it seems, in that first half. Got to figure out something here in the second half.
Yeah, and the mistakes apparently have been more so outside of the offense's control, like the blocked field goal, for example, right? So Wichita's offense has done a decent job. Delro with that great run, but it's not been enough.
RPO, this one going to go for a little bit. Good gain of about maybe 5, 6, 7 yards officially. Off to the right-hand side, Atkins, one of the most targeted members of this Wichita Flyer squad for Soldier.
And we were expecting a little bit more passing from the Flyers. Now down 2 scores, we may see more passing.
Oh, right side, but maybe just a bit too much high. The pressure coming off the edge, unsettling the quarterback.
Oh, okay, that's a big missed opportunity for Solder. I know the pressure got there, but he had 2 receivers completely wide open, and that would have been a touchdown.
Solberg on play action, looking left side, and it's picked off. Had eyes in the back of his head, Jan Lopez. And Salt Lake take over.
Now Lopez redeeming himself for getting absolutely crossed over by Chris Delro, but on that one, he covered 2 receivers effectively. Both Witten and one of the receivers that didn't catch a number. And he just makes the interception, a beautiful play defensively here for the Hornets. And a game that was 10-10 with about 20 seconds left in the second quarter can really get out of hand for the Flyers here.
First interception on the season for Lopez. That's now Salt Lake's 9th total team interception. And now the Hornets in pretty good field position. One-on-one on the outside here on the RPO, but bottled up rather cleanly and quickly. Good job from Northcutt.
Second down and 8. Yeah, good job by Northcutt. I mean, only a 2-yard gain. I mean, again, if the receiver breaks the tackle, that always goes for 10 plus.
And off middle and clobbered after a short gain. Hopkins now bring up third down.
Third down, we've seen the empty set. Let's see if Salt Lake comes. No, they're going to go bunch. Maybe another out route. You have to look for Wes here.
Man rush, pass near side of the corner. It is caught. West got it. First down.
What a catch. I mean, total drag swag on the sideline. We're going to take a look at the replay. It was close, but I think inbounds. Let's see when he makes the catch. Yeah, that is very close. I think he makes the catch. He has both feet inbounds.
Okay. No challenge here from Wichita. So the play will stand. And off left side, Allure for a short gain. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, so at least Wichita is kind of like, you know, clogging up those lanes a little bit better here in the second half.
Back to pass. Carter, that one's picked off. Just what Wichita needed, and back they go. John Howard being chased by Allure all the way down, and he will escape for a score. On a special teams touchdown for Salt Lake, answered by a defensive score by Howard for Wichita.
He just completely jumped that route. He was expecting that hook route, gambled on it, got the interception, and there's just too much speed. And he was unable to be stopped.
Howard looking to drag Wichita back in this after suffering from back-to-back losses, their first 2 of the season, and now down behind. That could be the spark that gets them back in this game.
That was Howard's 6th interception on the season, the leading interceptor of this football club. Nobody else in Wichita has over 2 picks, so he's been the main guy. And right now it's between him, Rain Rie, up in, down in Los Angeles, as 2 of the, leaders for Defensive Player of the Year so far.
Wichita back within a score now. Salt Lake only got a 7-point lead, 24-17 now after the pick 6. And Wichita's defense hungry to get back out on the field here. How does Carter respond after throwing only his 6th interception on the campaign?
This first play will be very telling.
And here comes the return here from Salt Lake, and bottle up. Minimal gain there from Hopkins up to the 26-yard line. That was our 3rd scorer, Ramos, that went for 50 plus. And that just goes to show, like, both teams have been really good at controlling everything in front of them, but the top's coming off maybe one too many times.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like they're going to run it here. So you can go both ways, right? You can try to then establish the run after that pick, or you can throw it immediately and show your confidence to the quarterback.
And Wichita's front 7's hungry. Allure going to go drop back for a loss of 2. Brandon Bell, the big old D tackle.
Nowhere to run right there. Again, Wichita, good job covering the edge. I mean, there is no chance to turn this one to the outside. Both players, both inside and outside, containing the running back. And, I mean, this could be a huge momentum shifter here for Wichita's side.
And Lure is going to bounce it out left side, makes a man miss, and continue to try and get back to the line of scrimmage. Only gaining a yard on that more east to west run.
That's going to be, again, a Carter situation to throw the ball. Let's see if he redeems himself or if Wichita can make him pay one more time.
Three-man rush, Wichita play coverage. Deep shot into double coverage. It's caught. Noah Neely. Hello. First down, Salt Lake.
What a laser to the outside. Double coverage, and you just trust your receiver on the corner route. Again, just maybe not play aggressively enough by the defensive backs. A little bit too passive. But I mean, regardless, what a great throw and a good catch on the outside.
And just like that, they're on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10 from the Wichita 47. Offset eye, Carter back to throw. Southpaw looking deep, right side. Jump ball, caught again. To the 10, Neely again. Putting on a show.
And screw it, Neely's down there somewhere for the Salt Lake Hornets. One-on-one coverage. And I mean, you want to talk about mussing a defender. Holy snap. One-handed catch.
We talk about fadeaways in basketball. I think we just saw a fadeaway in football. Brilliant, brilliant grab. Out-muscling his opposite number, Nico Reginald. And now inside the red zone. And they punch it in. Wheeler coming across into the slot now. Flip out right side. Caught! No! Adam West had a sure touchdown and couldn't finish the catch.
Wow, and Carter's, man, you're killing my percentage, dude. That was a great throw.
Now we'll go with a run, no play action. Flip out to the tight end. And he will get blasted down just a couple of yards shy.
Now, interesting situation. 3rd down and 2. Do you run it here? Do you go play action again? I mean, you already went play action here. Maybe you run it on 3rd down and 2.
Fullback Doty playing tight end on the left-hand side.
Here we go.
Brings up a 3rd and 2, and Carter gonna go in the gun. Hand off middle alert, yes sir. It's back out to a 2-score lead. Salt Lake respond wonderfully.
Yeah, what a response here for Salt Lake. You know, those interceptions, especially pick sixes, can just derail your offense and can just suck the air out of the stadium. But Salt Lake doing a phenomenal job with this drive, combining the run and the pass. The run wasn't very successful the first couple of plays, but sticking with the run right there inside the 5 pays dividends for the Hornets.
Snap spot kick is up and it is good. And it's a 14-point lead again here for Salt Lake. UFL Week 9 gets going Wednesday, May 21st, headlined by the Cincinnati Vultures visiting the Dallas Talons, a great East Conference showdown in prime time. Game night features include Rochester, Montana, St. Louis, Tennessee, and Portland, Florida, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. The UFL lives here on VFN. If there's anything to go by this last month of and change, Ramos, for the UFL, we've seen a lot of close games, a lot of high-intensity football. This one, no different.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen some teams that started the season incredibly well, kind of fading a little bit. You know, like for example, Rochester, who started 4-0, now 5-3, and you've seen a couple of teams also that had a rough start to their season, now finally catching some steam. And really is up in the air of who's really the main contender to win the championship.
Another team that's also sliding after starting 4-0, looking at a 3rd straight loss if they can't put something together here in this last quarter and change as Delro gains 9.
They just started the drive here, 2nd and inches. I'll be surprised if this is some sort of RPO here.
Gun look, high snap, corral. Delro gets the give and the first down and plenty more. Another good little move from Delro. We saw him do that earlier. And before we scampered off for 75, this one gets him close to midfield.
You know, he's so shifty and so quick. Bad snap, but that doesn't matter. Actually, kind of makes that a draw. You know, it's probably just an inside zone, but that high snap made it a draw play, and that was perfect for Wichita to catch Salt Lake napping.
He's made a couple of good tackles, just gets danced around by Delro on that last play. 2 wideouts left here for Solberg. Much more of Delro here tonight as he gets another call before being dropped after only a couple. Aker making up for the last missed tackle, comes up with that one.
Yeah, $120 here for Delro. Of course, he had a long 75-yard scamper, but really good production by their main back tonight.
Solberg with pressure, only 3 tight ends out there, finding one of them in plenty of space. Over to the left-hand sideline, down to the 21-yard line. Raylan Witten getting the action now.
Yeah, you cannot leave the tight end Witten that open. Maybe the most talented tight end in the UFL. And, I mean, there's just nobody in the picture until the corner is able to make the tackle.
Maybe one more play before the end of the quarter. If they can get back to the line quickly. Solberg, 1 second, not going to get off in time. Wichita down by 14. Needs a comeback here to not suffer the third straight. You're watching UFL football on BFN. Hornets 31, Flyers 17. Welcome back to Utah. Tyler Falk and Ramos Lynn here for the conclusion of week 8. One more quarter in regulation to go. And that pass to the right side of that RPO, incomplete, looking for Gilmer.
Yeah, just a little bit of mistiming on that one. That was a good call. You know, make the RPO, quick in route. The receiver was pretty open, but that's just not a good throw here by Solberg.
Solberg sends Delro left side. Looks like he's uncovered for the moment. Delro underneath. That's caught. Pass from Solberg. Caught by Gilmer for a good gain of maybe 8 yards.
Now 3rd and 2. I mean, it's kind of weird to say considering it's the Flyers, but the running game has worked. Let's see if Delro can get a first down.
3rd and 2. Bunch left. Solberg gonna look to the end zone. It's caught. Can he get inside? No. Witten denied at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Wichita.
Good call. I mean, you have 3 bunch to the left, and then you go backside to Witten, and I'm shocked he didn't make the end zone. Good tackle made right there in the middle of the field, but 1st and goal at the 1. This is a premier opportunity, obviously, for Wichita.
Witten only had 1 catch coming into the drive, has 2 now to set the Flyers up with maybe an opportunity to punch it in. Play action. Solberg runs right into a sack. Ill-designed play call. Connor Murphy, the run was open. The play action was not, and Murphy makes Solberg pay.
And about a loss of 10 yards on that one. That is something that just kills drives. Connor Murphy completely unblocked off the edge. It's a play action rollout. And if you have somebody coming off the edge from that side, I mean, that's play over.
Here we go. 18.
Possibly overthought the play. 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line now. 4-man rush. Solberg dancing around in the pocket. Still dancing. Down again! Salt Lake eating him alive!
Alone now, getting to the quarterback. Better pressure here for Salt Lake over the last couple of plays. Better than we've seen all game, to be fair. As 2 players, Neely as well, got to the backfield and made the sack on Solberg. Now 3rd and goal from the 18 is not something that you see very often.
That's all I can say to describe that. Here, Ramos, gross. That's gross. 3rd and goal, 18 yards. What do you got in your playbook? Here, do you run a screen? Do you just send everybody to the end zone and hope somebody's open? Do you run a pick play? What happens
you
here?
run 2 guys to the end zone, 2 guys short.
Over, looks like they have that. Looking toward the end zone. Jump ball! Yes, sir! Timothy Shea comes down with it. And Wichita strike again.
What a throw and what a catch. And most unbelievably, what a just breakdown by the secondary. I mean, only 2 guys ran to the end zone. You see Chris Delro back in the picture, as well as Shea. And I mean, you have about 4 or 5 defenders back there. There's no reason to allow a touchdown in that situation.
Indeed, they have from 18 yards out. Snap, spot kick is on its way, and Wichita just will not go away. Salt Lake has been out in front for the better part of this second half by 2 scores, but Wichita keeping pace, still lingering in their mirror. And you know what they say, Ramos? Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Watch Wichita not letting Salt Lake run away with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Shea's 5th receiving touchdown this season. No other player on the team has more than 2, which is kind of surprising considering how much Wichita throws the football around. But, you know, when they get in the red zone, I mean, Shea is the main receiver, and he does it again.
And we're back underway after the return, and gains all the way up to the 25-yard line as out comes Carter. First half, solid, 6 of 7. Since then, probably more so, 11 of 13 and a touchdown. One of those has been a pick 6, but other than that, can't really fault the quarterback. Play action with time. He's now going to tuck it and run. Left side has nothing but running room. Looking for the first down, and down he goes after a gain of 11.
Yeah, good decision right there by Carter. Nothing open down the field, get a first down. And I mean, I thought for a second, I said in the first half, this is going to be a race to 24. No team was really going to get up, by 30 points. And boy, was I wrong. 3 50-plus yards touchdowns so far in this game. And we've been treated to a great one.
Quick drop, out route near side. That's caught. Rare catch of the game from the tight end Adam West. He comes up with a good chunk of yards, 5 in total.
Yeah. They will kind of milk the clock a little bit. Also play that time of possession and that clock.
Heavy blitz coming. Oren, left side. Wow, what a pass. What a catch. Cat Wheeler for 35 yards.
Yeah, and West has been their big play receiver here in the second half. We've seen a couple of first downs, and that one, he just completely smokes the defense. Good play action by Carter, who, again, outside of that pick 6, man, he's been as perfect as you can be as a quarterback at a professional level.
Let's go now. 60 orange. Set, go.
First and 10 now. Allure with a good burst of speed, and that's going to be good for 9.
Yeah, and Sprouts, this game has been like basketball on grass, Tyler. I mean, it's been just big gains after big gains, and Salt Lake gets another one right there.
Oh, here we go. Ready.
15 to count. Another handoff here for Allure. He lost the football, and Wichita recovered. It's another defensive return. Oh my goodness! Purdue down the numbers. 2 defensive touchdowns for Wichita, and they'll tie up the game in the 4th quarter.
What a hit! Oh my God, we need to see a replay of the hit. I mean, great return, good touchdown. Don't get me wrong. We need to see a replay of that hit. Oh my goodness, Tarver. I don't know if the left knee, Tyler. That hit, I mean, it's not going to be challenged. It's not going to be reviewed. That hit, oh my goodness.
And just like that, we're level again. Wichita, led by their defense instead of the offense most of the night, come up with 14 points of their own, and it's 31-14 31, 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what will. So please like and comment on this video to help the UFL reach more people as it round the back 9 of the regular season. The race for the playoffs is about to heat up, and we want everyone to see what we're building. Thanks for your continued support of the inaugural UFL season. Wow, more people need to see that play. And here we go again. Up to the 25. It's deja vu. Groundhog Day now for Salt Lake City. They were just here just a few moments ago. Carter really hasn't had too many mistakes, but that one mistake cost him 7. A mistake by Allure just getting hit too hard cost him another 7. Now Carter's going to try and air it out here. Empty backfield. He tries to hit a man on the crosser. That's Moses Hill at tight end. He couldn't catch it.
That was the third non-offensive touchdown of the game. We've seen one on special teams and 2 defensive touchdowns from the Flyers.
Also our 4th touchdown of over 50 yards. All 3 out of the 4 not scored by the offense. Here we go. Looking for a deep shot. Incomplete. Looking for DJ Baker, but he was well covered.
Wow. Now 3rd and 10. This is a tough situation here for Salt Lake, who, doesn't have any momentum now.
Carter looking middle. That's caught by West to the midfield logo. 25 yards.
Right up the seam. You need to have some guts as a receiver to run that route, because a lot of the times it's a hospital pass. But the big guy able to absorb contact of the safety, and a huge move of the chains by the Hornets.
1st and 10 now here for the Hornets after that big gainer. Flip out near side on the screen, going backward. Alexander West couldn't move upfield as Reginald takes him down.
Yeah, a little bit too backwards on that one, and then West had to collect himself with no momentum as Reginald is able to make the tackle. Something that we haven't seen from the Hornets a whole lot is lots of yardage, especially in the first down.
Take a look at scores from earlier in the week. New York with a convincing win early. Iris taking care of business. Play action meanwhile here. Flip out near side. Corner up. That's caught by Baker. And that play doesn't happen unless Allure, who is coming across from left to right in the backfield on the play action, goes back left. You see him there. He picks up the blitz, the strong side blitz from the southpaw Carter, which allowed him to connect with Baker.
Yeah, and that's a good comeback route, one-on-one coverage. You have to respect the speed of this receiver. So, the corner is kind of in a tough position. It could easily be a go route, but no, he hits him with a comeback.
Linebacker showing blitz, and Allure with some good blocking to the right side, looking for the sideline and ushered out of bounds at the 16-yard line. A great run to get him to 100 yards in the game.
Now in field goal range and scoring position, protecting the football here is paramount. Great job by the offensive line. So much so the fullback had nobody to block. The tight end, I think that actually is number 45, nobody to block. I mean, that's a sign of a great job by the offensive line.
First and 10 from the 16. Carter going to look to hand it off left side, trying to make a man miss as Hopkins, but he's denied by Reginald. Only a gain of 1.
Good pursuit by Reginald right there. He was the last line of defense on that play, on that counter. 4:29 now. The clock's a bit of a factor here, Tyler.
Lippo, left side, nearly swatted away by Danny Northcutt, but hauled in by Neely. It will be a loss of 1 and bring up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. You have a field goal in your back pocket if you need it to go up 3 points. So you got to be smart if you're Carter. Cannot put the ball in harm's way here.
Big thing now, the game has been mostly in the hands of Salt Lake. Coming up, this will be their 62nd offensive play of the game.
Ready.
And it's a crucial third down from the Wichita 16. With under 4 to go. Play action. Carter gets a block. Firing end zone. It's dropped. Nearly picked up on the rebound. And it falls incomplete. West couldn't haul it in. 4th down.
Yeah, and I don't blame Carter by throwing it to West. He's been the main guy in clutch situations. Good block right there by Allure. Just giving the quarterback enough time and unable to make the interception right there at the end for the Flyers was Whitley. So Salt Lake first, unlucky to not have the touchdown, but then catches a break and they can go up by 3.
Heck of a play from Northcutt, just knocking the ball out of West's hands in the air. This one, a 33-yarder from the left hash. It is up and it is good. Salt Lake now only take a 3-point lead over Wichita. And it's 34-31 with plenty of time for the Flyers to get down the field if they can keep possession of the football.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the way this offense can move the ball, both offenses, to be fair. I mean, I would not be surprised if we see a couple of more, possessions, one each for each team. And let's see if Wichita can at least get to field goal range to tie this ball game up.
Chris Delro back deep to return here for the Flyers. We are underway again as he will take a knee back in his own end zone. And so from the 25-yard line, a place where Delrose knows he can score from. He's done it once already tonight in a big 75-yard run. But it's up to that man there, Solberg, to keep control of this football. Don't need it all on just one play. In fact, it might hurt you. Solberg looking right side. Impact! Going back the other way, just what the doctor ordered for Salt Lake. Devontae Aker.
Oh, man, I don't know if that was miscommunication or if the ball just slipped out of Solberg's hands. It looks like it slipped out of his hands, to be honest. Maybe he was trying to connect with Witten on the drag route. He was pretty open, and the ball just sailed on him as Aker is able to body catch it, not allow the ball to hit the ground. And this is Salt Lake's opportunity to put the ball game away with a touchdown.
First interception of the game and of the season for Aker. Third. Second turnover of the game forced by Salt Lake. And now they're really trying to put the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, they are, but not before they take some time off the clock, right? So even if they have to settle for a field goal here, at least bare minimum take it to the 2-minute warning.
Hopkins with a solid run of 5. One tight end right. Another run here by Allure, who's met and quickly in the backfield by Reginald. Second TFL of the game. And now it's 3rd and 6. They'll have to call another play before the 2-minute warning.
They will have to, and this is decision time here. The toughest decision to make so far in this ball game. You can run the ball, try to take it to the 2-minute warning, get the points, or you can throw. I mean, maybe I will call a passing play here, Tyler. If nothing is open, have Carter try to scramble for a first down.
Punch right here for Carter. All they need is to get inside the 17. Carter, middle, caught and stopped at the 20. Neely couldn't do nothing, and Wichita call their first timeout. They'll still be within a score unless Salt Lake go for it.
Yeah, no, you have to take the 3 points. I know it's scary against a team like Wichita who can put 7, at points this season whenever they want to, but you have to take the points here.
From the left hash, 36-yard attempt. Here from Iron Leg, snap spot, it is up, and it is good. 37-31 now, here in Utah. Hornets trying to keep their home record spotless. This would be their third straight home victory of the season. Next week, they'll play Albuquerque here in Salt Lake. Then they go on the road to take on Denver before they're back here at home, taking on 5-2 Phoenix. Meanwhile, for Wichita, they'll go home and they'll take on Miami before going up to the Dakotas to play Dakota before coming back home to play Chicago. But they're still worried about Salt Lake and these Hornets, who currently have a 6-point lead. Delro not going to risk it taking 8.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so 2:18, 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, so plenty of time here for Wichita. And so far, Solberg 14 of 24, buck 79, touchdown and 2 interceptions. That last one costly, gave Salt Lake 3 points, and now they have to go for touchdown.
Take 2. Solberg, middle denied. Athletic deflection, brilliant deflection there from the Salt Lake defender.
A great read, good jump on that route, forcing the incomplete pass. 2nd and long.
Going again. Solberg stepping back in the pocket, stepping back in the
You
pocket.
have to throw it.
And get rid of it again. Terrence Holland with a big sack of 12 yards. 5th sack of the game for Salt Lake.
Oh man, and you just don't have a whole lot of plays, Tyler, for 3rd and 22.
3rd and a country mile coming up after the 2-minute warning. Look at a trail by 6. Final 2 to play.
QB's trash. Let's go.
Wichita gotta get to the 35-yard line. They're just gonna run here with Delro. Just try and set him up a little bit easier. 30 to the 21-yard line. 4th and 14 here for Wichita. 4th down and everything here on the line. Here for the Flyers. They converted on a 3rd and 18. Now this one on 4th down. Deep pass, looking middle, open inside. Their 45-yard line, passed it to the 46. This drive will continue.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end right there with Witten wide open in the middle of the field. I mean, that's another breakdown in coverage for the Hornets.
Back to the line they come. 4-man rush. Solberg stepping back, looking for something to open up, and it does it again. 6th sack of the game for Salt Lake. James Neely, his 2nd of the game. At the loss of 10 as Wichita hustle back to the line.
Hurry. Go.
Solberg, right side.
Oh my goodness.
Tiptoes down. Yes, sir. Witten again for 25.
Throw off the game here for Brett Solberg. What a pass, clean pocket, gets it to the outside shoulder. I mean, that's poetry in motion right there as Witten, let's see on the replay, on the slow motion, see if he can get both feet in bounds. I think he does.
All plays have to be reviewed by the booth. In fact, we do go to the booth. We will take a second look at it. Just watch those feet. You got all the tiptoes are down. What a brilliant catch. You can't script that any better. You can't script stuff like this.
What a throw. What a catch by a tight end. To have the presence of mind to catch the ball and the agility to put both feet in bounds.
57 seconds, the clock stops. Solberg, hand off to Delro, right side. He can make magic with his feet, but not that time. Only a minimal gain. Clock will roll, only 2 yards gained up to the 36-yard line. Now they gotta go into the no huddle.
Hey, let's go.
Maybe the last run we'll see for a while.
Single. Big grip.
Solberg gonna look to throw. 4-man rush. Solberg, middle, caught, open receiver, inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Timeout called by Wichita. They got 1 remaining.
All right, so 29 seconds left, 17 yards to go. You can still throw the ball middle of the field. We know with the timeout that you have at your disposal. So maybe what you do here, you run 3 receivers to run outside patterns, and 1 guy runs an inside pattern. Maybe with
Slot receiver looks like he's uncovered right side. Solberg scanning underneath, checked out for Delroad, cut inside the 10. It'll be second. Second down coming up. Time is ticking away. 7 yards gone, but less than 15 seconds remaining.
yeah, if you spike it, you have to do it now. No, they're gonna go for the play.
They can't spike it, not in the UFL. 7 seconds, right side, not inside the 5, down to the 4. Final time out of the game. Final play of the game coming up.
Okay, this is the ball game. This is the ball game right here. I would love to bring in Cameron Irvine, just explain a little bit of this, or maybe after this play, as the stats roll.
Set 70. Indy.
This for all the marbles. To break the streak. Sollard stepping back underneath. He's just 2 yards shy. And Salt Lake take down Wichita, and they hold on for victory here in week 8.
Wow, what a game. I mean, from start to finish. You know, we saw the running game for both teams at the start, but then both quarterbacks, man, just took up the spotlight. I know that, you know, both quarterbacks had interceptions. We saw pick sixes. I understand all of that, but both of these quarterbacks threw some perfect passes the entire game.
Wow, what a final quarter. The defense for Wichita clawed them, kicking back and screaming. To tie it up at 31, we saw big man touchdowns. We saw defensive touchdowns, blocked field goals, brilliant catches. But ultimately, the offensive consistency from the Hornets comes out with a victory, 37-31 here in Salt Lake City. Final thoughts on the game here, Ramos, before we wrap up shop in week 8.
I mean, just unbelievable. You know, the Hornets took advantage of the opportunities they had. You know, we saw the block kick return for a touchdown. We saw that interception at the very end that, you know, contributed for the last 3 points that we saw in this game to make it from 34-31 to 37-31, right? And that's why you kick the field goal, right? You have to force Wichita to score a touchdown. They ended up with being 2 yards shy of it. And I mean, what can I say? Just an unbelievable game, unbelievable catches. I mean, you said everything. You know, the only thing missing for Wichita, probably something that cost them in this game. Really, no pressure on the quarterback, no sacks tonight. As Salt Lake got 6 of them.
The Hornets will buzz into the night as we say farewell from the UFL. Week 9 comes up later this week, and we'll catch you then. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.